Hello, the internet, and welcome back to the live stream. It is Saturday, the 6th of June, 2020, and today I will be live for 1 hour and 6 minutes. That's actually incorrect. 106 minutes, which actually works out to be 1 hour and 46 minutes, if my math is correct. If it's incorrect, please do me a solid and let me know. Also, I have instigated I'm a little nervous. I have applied a more aggressive noise gate to this microphone. I don't know why I haven't used the same settings as I do on DLive. Literally my OBS and the mic input and everything.
Money's too tight for steak.
Steak?
Hamish Ferguson dropping a super chat. Thank you, Hamish. We're going to get to the chat. Hi, what's going on, Hamish? Welcome to the stream, Ski. Thank you for the super chat, Ski. Much appreciated. Appreciate that, Hamish, before I've even begun. That's really nice. Really generous of you. Thank you, dude. I don't know why I've never used the same settings across the board. Search me. I'm not sure what I've done with that, but what I've done today, I've applied a more aggressive noise gate. Now, what is a noise gate for those that don't understand or that aren't sure? Basically, think of it like a gate. It opens and closes, but you can open a gate as far as you want or as small as you want. And so I'm opening the gate up to a certain level, to a certain sensi of volume for audio. Now, when the level drops below a certain point, which I've instigated, the gate gets shut, so you don't hear anything. And when it goes over a certain level, then the gate gets opened and you start hearing the microphone. The reason I put the noise gate on is because we know that the frequencies coming from the fan on the MacBook Pro are a certain level. So anything below my voice will be cut out. But if it's too aggressive, you might hear a little bit of snipping at the end, like maybe my word might not fully finish and the noise gate will cut in. So let me know. We can adjust it week on, week out as we go along, but we'll get there. Now, beautiful super chat from Hamish. Thank you so much, Hamish. Also, what I've got to do here, which has to be done every time, I believe, I've got to confirm that my display, which I'm watching the screen on, this one over here, is turned down in volume because, unfortunately, like I said last week, the iPhone, no matter, even if you have it turned down, no matter what you do, it comes back up for some weird reason, or it doesn't go completely off. So that's off now. We're good. So I want to go back up into the chat because we are going to have a discussion here. We're going to watch the launch. I've verified that we can watch the launch without getting dinged. We're going to watch some of the launch and we're going to talk about what this means for the flat earth theory. Now, I've got my thoughts. We did this on DLive and I had my thoughts there. And we had some interesting thoughts on DLive from different crew. I would love to hear your thoughts when we get into it. Let's cruise down the line of the stream. Let's pick our section, keep our eyes on the rolling lip, and make sure we can get a section there. I'm trying to relate this back to surfing, right? Because there is a little bit of surfing in here today as well. The last Wave a Day project's over for the month of May, but I got one last banger to show you. If you haven't already seen it, you might have seen the Wave a Day, but you haven't seen the super quick Wave a Day, unless you've been on my D-Line, then you would have seen it. But I'm going to roll that here. Sadly, the Wave a Day's over, but I've been surfing. Actually, what I could do, I could dig out. It doesn't matter. I showed it on DLive. I got 4 waves yesterday, which was pretty exciting. Maybe we should dig through that. But I think this discussion itself is going to be. It's going to be fairly. Well, it could be animated, right? This could be an animated discussion. I want to open the call lines up for you to call in, and anybody who does want to call in has their thoughts on this, they're welcome to when we get down to that part of the stream. Usually we'll slide in for about half an hour and then we'll get into the meat and bones of the conversation. But I want to go back up to the top of the chit chat here. And I began today with hello, the internet. I was up there in the chat first. By the way, those crew that don't like that first thing, there's a couple of guys. I think even Martin Common or Go to Woe. I think you're not in favor of the first thing. Let me just explain why I don't dislike the comment first. That's all people put. Sometimes they go to a channel, they put the word first. They want to be first. I think the theory from the user doing that is because what if this video pops and suddenly it gets 30 million views? Well, then they get a little bit of kudos for being the first person to have commented there. What it does for a streamer, and the reason I like it, is its engagement, it's immediate engagement as soon as your video goes live. Now that stuff trips the algorithm. If you've got in my channel, I've got maybe 2 people competing for it, right? 2 people max that are competing for that first. But let's just say you had 200,000 people competing for that first. Well, then you're going to get 200,000 views immediately as your video goes live. Now, how long they stay on that video is another story, but that initial surge definitely trips the algorithm. And I think we need to look at something. I think I need help. Should I just leave that there for a quote, or should I continue with what I was going to say? I think I need help on YouTube. I think my channel is stuck. I think it's stuck somehow. Maybe that could be the topic for next week. Martin Cobham, Go to Woe, sent me a link to a video from a channel with 960 subscribers. Not even 1,000, under 1,000, right? Put up a video, a surfing video, literally called POV Surfing a Point Break. And the entire surf video goes for 7 minutes, maybe 8 minutes. The entire video is POV from the moment he gets out of his truck, from the mouth, or maybe it's a head mount. No, you don't hear him talk. It must be a mouth mount. And one camera, no speaking, POV the whole time, text on screen so when you'd be talking, like, I went out here, it was good. There was a good break here. There was a good break there. The whole thing's over within 7 minutes. 20,000 views. 20,000 views on a video with no comments, no talking, no nothing. Just one camera. So I'm thinking, get this, I'm thinking for Waiver Day Winter Edition, one camera, POV for 30 days. See what that does. I mean, I gotta try new stuff. The last Waiver Day didn't work. It didn't. The views are identical to the last season. Nothing worked. So anyway, that could be a discussion we have, but I'd love to hear your thoughts, but we can have that discussion another time. But I feel like my channel is completely stuck. Somehow it's I was even thinking of taking a year off YouTube, right? Not touching my YouTube channel for 12 months and just seeing what happens. I don't want to do that because I love creating, but there is something to be said where I'm creating the same surfing content that a lot of people are, and my views are super low, like super low. Just never gets recommended. Anyway. Mindy was up there next. Hello, the Benon. I love it. I love watching the launch live. So Mindy got to watch the launch live. We didn't get to watch it live. It was a strange time zone. We were sleeping. I caught the replay. We watched it on D Live. It was fantastic. The D Live, I mean, there's one thing to be said for the flip zone of the time zone, but for me, being able to come out on D Live the next day, or theoretically the evening of for America, or the late evening, it's almost like we're catching the news and giving you the late edition. I kind of like that. I'm not going to lie. I kind of like that. Then Benny's up in the chit chat. Good morning. And we're talking about the launch. I got emotional. I did get emotional watching that launch. But then again, I get emotional at the drop of a hat, right? If I get a good wave, I'm bawling my eyes out. With excitement, not in agony, with excitement. Benny said it's the best thing to happen this year. Very positive. It could be the only positive thing to happen this year, right? I mean, this year has been an absolute shithouse year. Hey, how far in a week can I swear on YouTube? 10 minutes into a stream? Fuck yeah, I can swear. I think this year's 2020 has been an absolute write-off, and we are almost midway through. We're June 6, folks. July 1, I got news for you. Center of the year, or July 15 would technically be, but or approximately. Let's not get too worried about the ones and the zeros and carrying it, this and that. Okay, 31 days. Mindy, me too. I just about cried. I was so nervous, and when everything seemed fine, I broke down. I mean, that's the thing. It's big, right? It's a rocket. It's blasting a rocket into the air, past the air. It's crazy to think of, right? You see I get blown away just flying in an airplane at 30,000 feet. These guys are just going straight past that, right past it, like way past it. It's crazy. What an age we live in. It's very impressive to see the tracks to that point being created. Oh, I was talking about. I hope we can explore further afield now. You know, like can we get onto Mars and do a live feed back to Earth, and fix our internet here at the same time, right? Mindy says, I think the next thing is to return to the moon, then onto Mars.
Steak?
Gotcha.
Money's too tight for steak.
Steak?
Hamish dropping another super chat. Hamish, thank you so much, my friend. Steak? Money's too tight for steak. Thank you, Hamish. Cheers, my friend. Mindy says, I hope to live to see through it. And then she says, but now, though, I'm looking forward to the Gives a Minute IRL. Me too. And I got news for you. I got the shipping notification. Everything's taken a lot longer at the moment. I ordered my monitors, nothing to do with IRL, but I ordered some monitors and a MIDI keyboard here on the 31st of May. And it's now the 6th of June, and I haven't got a notification, haven't got an update or anything. It's like it's sitting in Never Never Land. But also, on that day, I ordered my secondary 4G connection through Telstra with a Nighthawk M2 router. And just this morning, oddly enough, on a Saturday morning, I got an email on a Saturday morning from Telstra saying it's been shipped, you should get it next week. So that's coming to me, and then all I got to do is buy the service from LiveView Solo that bonds those two together. And I think there's a 3 or 4 day delay between that service being activated. So I'll do that early, probably Monday or Tuesday. I'll buy that and then maybe do a test on Thursday, and then hopefully by the weekend we can do the first IRL streaming from Stevan. Excitement! Moon makes sense, and then maybe Pockmorn could get to Mars in his lifetime. By the way, folks, Pockmorn has a new channel. He's done a gaming channel called Pockmorn Plays. Now, I'm not going to be promoting it like I promoted Pockmorn, but if you are into gameplay, it's just walkthroughs of games. The kids love it, right? He'll probably crash past Gives a Minute in no time with that channel. Let me be clear. Benny Crawford, look at what the internet is. Explain that to someone 40 years ago and they would not have believed it has become. That's very true. Very, very. And that's a great way to look at it. The tech at our disposal is incredible and allowing countless possibilities. Very, very cool. Very, very smart way to think about that, Benny. Through the internet, the process speeds up like a fractal pattern. And holy crap. Do you remember looking at fractals on the D-Live? It's like all dreams. It's like a cosmic experience. It was amazing. I love that shit. Did you guys see the interview on board the International Space Station where the astronauts talked about the write-up when they joined with the Russian crew? Yeah, that was really cool. When he bumped his head, that was pretty cool. That wasn't cool, but the whole thing was cool. It's funny seeing him rub his head. It's like, do you bleed in space? In zero gravity? What happens? The blood wouldn't come out, would it? It would stay right there. Racing Gamer, I'm going to answer for you now. And no, sadly, it won't be enough. So he's answering the question of the stream title. People are too stubborn. I mean, we'll get to that. But I'm with you, Racing Gamer. But I'm a little open to it, right? Actually, I'm not a little open to it. I'm a lot open to it. I'm wide open to it. I'm wide open to hear what the flat earthers that still believe we're on a flat plane, how they debunk this. I'm open to that. I don't agree with them, but I'm open to hearing it, and I want to be careful, and I want to be respectful, and I want to be polite about it. Even though you may think, and I may think, that it's completely bonkers, that's not the point of the discussion here. The point really, and the point more truthfully, is to work out how they justify that, right? How they can, like, if you, Mindy used a comment before, something about the sky. If I see someone say the sky is yellow and we all know it's blue, yes, of course, but don't forget that we've also got this thing called the mind's eye, where what I see and think is blue, you may see something entirely different, yet you refer to it as blue. And we all know that is blue, but what actually is that you're seeing might not be what I'm seeing. So we gotta be open to it. We gotta be respectful to it. And off camera, you'll see me in the bathroom laughing my head off, right? But on camera to the stream, to present this as a discussion, there's no time for that. We have to be able to be, and just like there's no time for a lot of the flat earth angles that they take. A lot of those guys are very forceful, very judgmental, very demeaning to you. So we have to be able to get past that on both accounts, on both sides. Benny Crawford, hey Racing Gamer, Mindy channel, just finished dinner and drinking tea. Oh shit, tea on a Friday night, Mindy. Yeah, I had a couple of wines last night actually. Racing Gamer, I can't stand it. They have no solid evidence to me. I mean, that's the thing. Racing Gamer, they believe they have solid evidence to them, and that means that their belief is based on evidence in their mind. So you have to understand that you believe they don't have any solid evidence, and they do. You see what I'm saying? Like it's like saying I hate jazz music because it's all freeform, and I love progressive metal because it's structured. Well, I love jazz because it's freeform, and I love progressive metal because it's structured to the hell. I love both of those things. Why can't I have both? Why can't I enjoy both musics? Mindy, Benny's got a coffee. Mindy, I mean, I wouldn't be rude to someone saying this. There we go. The sky's blue. Yeah, there you go. I'm not going to be rude to people, Racing Gamer, but I prefer building a case and showing evidence. And that right there, building a case and showing evidence is exactly what this launch does, in my opinion. This launch categorically shows the evidence, proves the evidence, dispels all the myths in one live stream, shows everything. Now, what I've heard from Flat Earthers, Building the Realm being one over on DLive, the whole thing's fake. Everything's fake. The launch, the vision from up there, the interview in the space station, everything's faked. Of course, for that to be fake, forgetting the fact that there was countless thousands of people on Earth that witnessed it with their own eyes from far afield, from where's that place called? Not Belmont, whatever the Boca Vista, wherever the launch site is, right? There was countless people in the flesh on both sides of the fence here. On one side of the fence for the launch, but on both sides of the argument fence, filming this shit on their cell phones. So are they all in on this? Was the whole, like, some of the flat earthers said the launch was faked. It was all in a studio. It's like, tell that to the fuckers that live in the area that saw the thing blasting over their heads. What are you talking about? Like, if you're gonna say evidence and facts, dude, the thing shot over our heads, over our neighborhood. Was that fake? Was there a big projector across the top of our roofs? Was our home inside a studio? Were we in Australia where it doesn't even exist? Now I'm getting riled up here, but I just wanted to hit that point that it has to be based on facts. And when how far are we? Another 10 minutes in. When a fucking rocket ship blasts over your neighborhood into space, and you're telling me that's faked? That's some pretty convincing CGI happening in front of my eyes with some kind of weird display that I didn't even remember putting myself on. Did I buy pizza from Pizza Hut or Kentucky Fried Chicken and they gave me a pair of glasses and I don't recall putting them on because right now I'm looking up into space and I'm seeing a rocket fly over my house? Fake. You see what I'm saying? That's how comical it can be to me. And like I said, if I wasn't on camera, I'd be in there screaming at the mirror what I actually think. I'm touching the edges here. I'm just caressing you before I... Whoa, calm down. We won't go there. I'll just have a sip of water to calm myself down here, folks. Much better. Hamish is in the chat. There you go. And I will get to the bottom of the chat, folks. I believe a live stream is extremely important to have conversation, so I'm reading every freaking comment until we get up to speed, and then we'll move on. Sorry if you don't agree with that. Live is live. Otherwise, it's a video. Aliens got to send us photos from their planets of Earth. I mean, will that have to be what convinces them? Benny Crawford, colors change. Benny Crawford, the same way you can use a telescope and view around the planets. That's true. Hamish Ferguson, hello, correct. Hour 46. Okay, I got that correct. Hendrik's awake. Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, there's evidence if you need it. Aliens exist. This man does not require sleep. He's been awake since yesterday. Hendrik is an alien. Can I say that, Hendrik? He's one of the friendly ones though, right? He's not going to go Oh, he might probe you. Shit. Gotta go. I'll be back soon though. No worries, Racing Gamer. We'll be here for an hour and 46 minutes. Hello. Long form streams. And by the way, folks, holy shit, this month, I reached my AdSense revenue goal on YouTube. And I'm withdrawing that cash and I'm buying the stuff that's going to enable interviews on this channel. On this stream, we'll have interviews. Like I've got this tech idea that I'm going to implement. And by the way, perfect timing, right? Because July is coming up again. July. You remember what July is? It's a concept thought of by Danny Black before he became... I did not say anything close to SIRI, and she chirps in from the background. Keep it down over there, Siri. Before Danny Black became an egotistical maniac, he was pretty cool. And he came up with this idea called Julive. And that's live every day of the month of July. Now, that's no big deal for me. I've been live on DLive this entire year so far. But what I want to do here on YouTube is the same as I did last year. A live stream every day. But I think parts of that is going to involve interviews. And that's brilliant timing because hopefully the AdSense pays out immediately once the goal gets reached, or does it have to be waiting a month or something? I'll better check that. I'll buy that tech and set that up, and on July, maybe Wednesdays and Fridays could be interview days or whatever it is. But we've got the time now. We're in long form streams, and I always said it's got to be about the crew, the people, the givers. And that's what interviews will do. And I'll take recommendations. If you guys say, I want you to interview Jay Boston, for instance, I will do whatever I can to get him on the show. But if you say, do not interview Jay Boston, I will do everything I can to not get him on the show. You see what I'm saying? It's a two-way street here. Hendrik, lots of channels being dinged by this launch, Gives. Really? I've not seen any. I've not seen any, Hendrik. 2020 is horrible. Makes me nervous for the second half. Hamish, I really like your Jack Daniel reviews. Thank you, Hamish. That's what the super chat was for. Did she not read that out? Did text-to-speech not read that out? I didn't hear her. I didn't hear, not going to say the word. I didn't hear the announce read that out. Very strange. I think space is made in a Hollywood basement. You're quoting a lyric from the Chili Willies, aren't you? Tetris Freak, how do you do, my friend? Good to see you up there in the chit-chat-skis. Mino Beloski. Mino. Hello, Mino. Welcome to the stream. You can argue with a wise man, but you cannot reason with a fool. I mean, yeah. Yeah, this is true. This is true. And by the way, Mino, it's nice to see you up in the chat. I'm getting to the bottom of the chat here, folks. I'm getting there. Benny, I gotta fly, folks. Must work. Have a great day in stream. Thank you, Benny. Thanks for swinging by, dude. And enjoy your day at work. Cape Canaveral. That's what I was thinking of. Right, I got the wrong place. I got the wrong... But what's the other one? Boca Vista? Del Boca Vista? Seinfeld reference. No, it's not the Del Boca Vista. The Woozle Effect. Hello from Canada. It's 6:21 p.m. here and almost summer because axial tilt. Oh shit! You can't go putting axial tilt in the chat, man. What about the Flat Earth crew? They're gonna say that's offensive, man. That's offensive to us. You can't go stipulating the angle of the Earth. Who the hell do you think you are? By the way, good to see you, Woozle Effect. Axial tilt. Come on, man. Get out of here.
Steak? Money's too tight for steak.
Hendrik, you're being probed as we speak. Hamish dropping another super chat. Thank you, Hamish. Thank you so much, dude. Much appreciated, buddy. Really appreciate that. Steak? Money's too tight for... You guys are hearing that announced, right? You guys hear the steak? Money's too tight for steak. You're being probed as we speak. Hi, Mindy. Stoker Boater! Holy shitball! Stoker Boater! It's been a hot minute since we've seen you up here in the Gives a Minute's YouTube stream. The man who instigated the Discord, Stoker Boater, maybe about a year ago, he was saying, dude, you gotta do Discord, man. You gotta get this Discord thing going. Like, yeah, I've had this thing for a while and it's kind of sitting there. What's that word? Bubbling, it's kind of simmering low for a little while. You need to put the noodle on the griddle as it climbs the globe. get this Discord thing pumping. And I tell you, it's been a good thing. Discord's pretty cool. I like it. We're going to use it today, hopefully. Charlotte Rose up in the chat. Charlotte Rose, good morning, givers. It's so nice to see you. So nice to see you, Charlotte Rose. Welcome to the Gives a Minute YouTube stream for a Saturday. Yeah, I love Saturdays. Good morning. YouTube streams every day. Yeah, that's correct, Stalker Butter. I see you in the chat. YouTube streams every day for the month of July. Every single day on YouTube and every single day on D-Live. Woozle Effect with a Canadian donation. Thank you, Canadian $2. Thank you, Woozle Effect. Much appreciated. I'll put that towards my Axial Tilt Fund. What? Interview Peter Bibby. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he'd be down for that. Yeah. Can you interview Chris Bamman? Holy shit, yeah. Shit. I mean, guys, let me get a screenshot of this. You get a screenshot of that. Peter Bibby, Chris Bamman, two really cool ideas. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm gonna line those up. Let's get the tech sorted first, but that I'm really excited by it because didn't I say at the beginning when these streams were like 7 minutes, 11 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 12 minutes, when these were short form, I always said we want to move this towards interview content and long form interviews. I want to interview the vegan cheater, Charles Marlow. He's made a great change in his online presence. No longer vegan for quite some time. No longer homeless for quite some time. More of a news channel for quite some time. I want to talk to him about that. And look, we'll go anywhere, right? We'll go anywhere. There's nothing off limits. Well, there is some stuff off limits, but you know what I'm saying. It's YouTube. Calm your tits. And for those that are off limits, we'll go to D-Live and X-Tag. Gotta go, Hamish. No worries, Hamish. Hey, thanks for your generosity, man. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate you. Adrian Amira. Hello, Adrian. Aiden. Okay, I promise this is the last handle change. It's Faffy Day. Oh, shit, dude. Really? Faffy Day? How many freaking handles do you have? That concerns me, man. What's wrong with your original? Why have you got to keep swapping it? That concerns me. If I'm being honest, that concerns me a little. Hello, Aiden, aka Faffy. Woozle Effect, Axial Tilt for the win. There you go. The Starship site is called Boca Chica. That's the one I was thinking of, Boca Chica. Mindy's channel. Okay, I forgot. Thanks, Hendrik. There you go, folks. We're up to speed with the chat. Like I say every time, it's important on a live stream to engage the chat. Otherwise, you're not really having a live feed, are you? If you're not talking to the chat and you're not responding to the chat, you might as well make a video. I've seen some creators out there say, well, we're not going to talk to the chat. We're going to just have a discussion. If we keep looking at the chat, it keeps derailing our discussions. Like, you know what, man? Then don't have it live or turn off the chat. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to be able to respond and interact and move. You got to fluctuate, right? You got to move with the chat. He's forging a fake passport, Stalker Boulder. Aiden, the real reason is because I stopped doing YouTube, so I just changed my handle to my real name. Well, there you go. I kind of liked Faffy Day. It's always interesting when someone changes their handle to a legit name. It's like, you remember when back, and Hendrik, you might remember this, back in the day, before you met your lovely lady through my channel, do you recall when Rochelle was Big Booty Judy? And then there was Big Booty Judy 2. And then all of a sudden, Rochelle Marie. And I was like, I kind of liked saying Big Booty Judy, to be honest. And she's like, no, my real name is Rochelle. And I was like, well, where did Judy come from? But no, I made that up. Okay. I liked it though. But as a streamer, it's like, you do get yourself into these positions where you kind of like, you get familiar and you get comfortable. You comfortable live with chair. You get very comfortable with something, and then when it changes, it's a little off-putting, right? You're like, but I always wanted to call you Big Booty Judy, and now I got to call you Rochelle. But it is what it is, folks. Like I said earlier in this stream, unfortunately, a wave a day is completed for the season of May. Hey, by the way, is everything okay with the noise gate? Is the noise gate okay? We're not cropping off like syllables. I know I've been blabbering for a long freaking time. You're probably thinking he wants us to check the noise gate, but he hasn't shut up at all. Okay, I'll do a little test here. I'll say the words I'll say a sentence that has a little pause in it, and then you can tell me if the pause kind of cut off early or if the pause worked. So I'll say something like, this sentence really needs a pause. And there is the pause. Again, for effect, are you hearing the entire conversation, or is something getting cut off? Perhaps. How did that sound? Sounds great. It was Big Booty Judy at the time her and I met. See, and Hendrik, you might have come into that stream saying, oh, Big Booty Judy, that ticks all my boxes. Hello, Big Booty Judy. And then you found out it was Rochelle and you're like, well, you misrepresented yourself. But I'm okay with that. Sounds great, Mindy's channel. Okay, thank you. So no snipping off at the end with the noise gate. Cool. I'm going to disappear and reappear in 3 months. See you wonderful people later. No worries, Stockboulder. Thank you, dude. At least you're being honest, man. At least you're being honest. See you later. So, like I said, okay, the noise gate's good. A waiver day is concluded for the month, but I have been surfing. This clip you're about to see is the end of the waiver day. This is the super quick waiver day edit. I'm going to smash out and try to make a coffee in this. This takes about 4 minutes and 20 seconds, so I've got to get myself a little head start here, folks. Enjoy the waiver day, super quick waiver day edits. If I'm not back, it's because I'm still making the coffee. Yeah!
Welcome back to the super quick waiver day edits. This is the last waiver day for the month of May, the last surfing day. Oh my goodness! And the conditions were pretty heinous, pretty hideous, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bit emotional, end of the season, last day of surfing, and I wanted to go out with a whopper, and I went out with a whizzer, and it was wonderful. But you know me, I don't want to be the judge of that. How about you decide?
There's an easy way we can go about going this. We've got first names last and second names first. Wondering what to do about.
Well, good morning, Sunday. Okay, maybe I gotta stand a little corrected. Whoa, I got a sit corrected. Yes, it's kind of woeful, but there are some little sneaky A-frames that pop up. It's only a matter of just picking the best of the bunch.
How to go about this.
We'll go a little sneaky right there, even though it's kind of breaking left, but it's all over the place, right? Right. That's the best I'm gonna get here. A little left like that. I'm keeping an eye on these GoPros. After yesterday, I swapped out my SD card from another older GoPro, and I think it's working.
There's an easy way we can go about going this. Got all this time to make big plans. We're wondering how to go about this. There's an easy way we can go about romance.
Well, that wind has definitely ceased. Unfortunately, there is still a very little swell. It's still a bit all over the shop, and there's no real rides. I don't know what happened then. Why did I go so high? How did I do? Did I get anything there on the last day of the season? Hey, let me sit down for this. Let me sit down here. Last day of the freaking season, last day of surfing every single day for a month. I mean, I hope you guys have enjoyed these little intersplices in the live stream. I enjoy being able to duck out, get myself a coffee, or on the weekend, get myself a Jack or a homebrew, take a slash. I enjoy running this content for you while I'm out of the room. But after today, because the surfing's over for the whole month and for the season, we're gonna go back to music interludes. So slightly random daily songs. And that's what's gonna take place of the surfing. Will there be more surfing on the Gives a Minute D live stream? You know there will be. Will it be a wave a day? Maybe not. I don't know. It's very time consuming. You beautiful specimens are worth it, but it is very time consuming. I've got so many burps going at the moment. Well, look, folks, while I stay seated and work out what's gonna happen from here on in for a wave a day, you guys can go back to the live stream!
Nah, I was ready. How about that? I made a coffee in that time, and I came back. I even managed to take a quick slash and washed my hands with antibacterial hand sanitizer. We had this discussion on DLive. Am I doing anything wrong? If I take a slash and my hands have touched my penis to do so, yet I haven't touched any water, all I've done is do a pump of the antibacterial wash, am I good to go? Because this, moments ago, these were holding my pecker, and now, no water touching them. Am I okay to continue living, or have I done something completely wrong? Should I have washed my hands with soap, dried them, antibacterial sanitizer over the top? We've had this discussion once before, right? The discussion was based around, in Malaysia, when I was over in Malaysia, I was against using the hose, right, to wash my ass after a shit. I was against that concept because I'm born in the Western culture where we use paper. And my friend Dre from Tracer, the drummer, he said, well, think about it, man. Think about this. Go and ask any housewife or a housemaid. What are the... I don't want to speculate sexes here, but whoever the one that looks after the baby at home, doesn't go to work, whoever the house, the carer, right? Fuck, man, the world's so crazy. Let's just say the mother, right? Ask the mother changing a baby's nappy on a table. She's changing the baby's nappy. It's covered in poop. And a nappy is a diaper for those playing in the international waters. We call them a nappy here. I don't even know what a diaper is. I don't know what a nappy is, right? It's a weird thing to call it either way you look at it. She's changing the diaper nappy. It's covered in shit. She scrapes her hand past it. Oh, just picked up some baby poop in my hand, and it just touches the top of her finger and rubs down, and it leaves a big skid mark across there. What is she going to do next? After she's tied up the diaper and put the pin and everything in, what do you think she's going to do? She's not getting paper. She's not getting paper and rubbing it off with paper. She's going for the water, right? She's going for the water. She's putting the tap on, the faucet, covering her hands in water and washing it. That's what the Malaysians do. They wash their ass. Yet we think that's wrong. I think they've got it right and we've got it wrong. All we're doing at the point of adding paper is smearing that shit across our ass. We're not cleaning anything. We're just smearing it. We're wiping it off. And that's why I'm concerned about this, just pumping the spray instead of putting the water on. Please let me know if I've done that wrong. And if I'm wrong there, I could be wrong about the flat earth theory as well. Let's just say, speculate, right? Speculate. Hendrik says, I prefer the board-mounted footage. Me too, man. I gotta tell you, I do not like the POV footage in surfing at all. I hate it. But the demand for it was overwhelming. And I want to tell you, I got a message. We can't watch it here, you'll probably get dinged, but I got a message. I think I've already mentioned this. Yeah, Martin Cobham, go to woe, over on actually he DM'd me on Facebook. He pointed me to a channel who has 981 subscribers. He put up a surfing video. All of it's POV. It's 7 minutes long. There's no music. There's no speaking. It's all from one angle, from the mouth mount. And it's a dude driving up to the beach, getting out, taking his board in New Zealand, paddling out to the break, getting the waves. And instead of talking, he's just got little text things on the screen. 20,000 views. He hasn't even got 1,000 subs, and he's got 20k views on that video. And here I am spending 3.5 hours editing together a 10-minute surfing clip with 3 different camera angles, and I get a couple of hundred views. So I'm saying, I think maybe next season, all one angle, all one take, simple edits. Maybe. Racing Gamer, what the hell did I just walk into? The diaper nappy. The diaper nappy. Holding your pecker, just in time, Indy's channel. Now that's impressive, Aiden. I got in here pretty quick, didn't I? And this coffee's going to be nice too. So, let's move into the content, folks. Over here is the NASA SpaceX launch. Now, we can watch this. Sound off. We don't need the sound on. And we can talk about this shizzle, right? And I want to highlight a few things that I see here. First of all, we're 2 minutes down to the launch. First of all, if you're going to debunk this, if you're going to tell me that this is fake, you're looking at 2 of the largest organizations on planet Earth, regardless of whether it's a globe or a flat planet. You're looking at the 2 largest space exploration organizations, aside from the Russians, of course. Let's just keep this international, keep this American. Those 2 they used to be competitors. They're now working together. So at the point that this thing launches, we're looking at 2 of the big players joining forces to further mankind, if you like, further the exploration of space. For this to all be fake, you've got heaps of people involved. That's my first point. The second point is categorically the image we're seeing, right? This is being fed live to YouTube. So are you telling me that all of Google's in on this as well? All of YouTube is in on the fake? I would hesitate to think that a lot of people probably do believe that. Google is, funnily enough, a lot of those channels that are on YouTube would be saying the same thing. This is faked because Google are involved, but they're the one telling you that on Google. So you see what I'm saying? It's like one almighty, it's one almighty mixed up message, right? We're getting so much mixed up messages. Hendrik, I liked your self-critique of your surf from yesterday. I did see the replay. Oh, thanks, Hendrik. Thanks. Yeah, I kind of like that, looking like analyzing that beach camera. So here we are at 20 seconds to countdown to launch. When something like this happens, when something this big happens, how can this be faked? Look, is this copyrighted? I've already checked this out. You can play this stuff. This launch here. Okay, we're seeing the launch now that the rocket takes off. Of all the people in that area that saw this happen, does that not mean, like, we're looking at a spaceship leaving planet Earth live, and yet it's being told that this is fake? First of all, how's it being done? How are they doing it? Could you recreate this fake launch? If this is fake, can you recreate it? Can some flat earther recreate this launch to the effect that this is? To the convincing status that this is? Can someone do that? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Now, when we get higher up into the atmosphere and we start seeing the footage of reverse cameras looking back at Earth, this is where we get into an interesting discussion point, right? People will critique this. Look at this. Look at this. See this? See the rough pixelation here, the blocking? Now, people will, and what quality are we on here? That's a 720, right? So people will say, well, they only shot this, they only delivered this in 720 because it's not the technology required to deliver a 4K or a 1080p stream, like a higher quality stream, and make it look convincing. It's too difficult. So they dropped the resolution to 720. My counteraction to that would be, dude, they're broadcasting a live feed from a fucking rocket. It's lucky we've even got 720. Technically, you should be looking at 480 at that point, right? It doesn't matter what the resolution is. The fact that they're being, and this obviously this is shot from the ground here at this point, but when we get up into the atmosphere and we start to see the cameras from the spaceship, from the Endeavour, like you're talking about cameras from space. People will say, well, dude, think about it, man. The flat earthers will say, well, think about it. That's just satellite technology. You're streaming from a 4G connection right now, possibly using a satellite. I'm not actually, but I know what they're saying. You could be bumping, triangulation across the Earth and whatnot. I wonder how they would... Do flat earthers believe in triangulation? Because why would you need a triangulation if you've got a flat plane? You just need to go up and back down. You wouldn't even need the full triangle, right? Perd Beer, hello Perd Beer. What are your thoughts, my friend, on the fakeness of this launch? What are you thinking? Love to hear your thoughts, Perd Beer. I mean, that's a lot of rocket power going up into the stratosphere. We're seeing. How do they think the satellites got up there? I mean, that's a fair point, Mindy. Do they believe in satellites? So this is where it gets interesting, folks. That kind of footage right there from on that left camera, right? Now, what we're seeing there is obviously a wide-angle shot. Obviously, we know what GoPros look like. We've used them. I know what they look like. I've used them extensively. That is the warpage of the edge of the field of vision on a GoPro. No doubt about that. I'm watching you in 480p right now, saving internet allowance. Well, there you go, Hendrik. Appreciate you saving your allowance to watch Gives a Minute D-Live stream. Whoopsie! Gives a Minute YouTube stream. Shit. But the thing, what I want to point out here is, if your argument as a flat earther is that is barrel distortion from a lens, if that's your argument, you can have that as your argument, but then you go forward in this stream and we'll see it. They cut to other angles where it's the convex of that. It's the reverse. So there's actually not a bend in the earth. There's a concave in the earth. And why have they done that? Possibly to show you a different field of vision from that camera. Maybe the thing's too close to the camera and they want to show you a better angle of it, a better perspective of it. And what happens to the background is subsequential. As a photographer, I know this. I know how this works. The different lens, the different distortion from using either a telephoto or a wide angle lens will give you a lens barrel distortion. But to use it as an argument by the flat earth community, you have to be able to accept both sides of it. Then, well, what about when it's dead flat? Do they then say, told ya, flat earth? But all that is the camera moving to the side so that the thing that's way off in the distance, in this case planet Earth, actually doesn't get affected so much by the barrel distortion. Instead, it gets pushed into a warp that sends it to an almost flat level. You can do that with a GoPro. You put a GoPro on and you point it down and you watch the horizon. The horizon will go like this, and then you start panning that GoPro up, and the horizon will go. Can you see my hands? It'll go from like a gentle curve like this, and the edges will go up until it gets to a flat plane. You can point a GoPro at the ocean and get a dead straight flat horizon if you angle it slowly up to the right spot and lock it off. And then you get a really nice wide angle too. It's kind of cool to do that with surfing. I'm in 360 because I'm not a good Wi-Fi zone. 360p. Shit, racing gamer. Oh, why have a spotlight search up? I'm with that. If you agree with idiots. Yeah, but okay. It's a depressing subject, Hendrik. Are you guys talking about flat Earth or something else? Because this is the thing here. I mean, look at that right. Look at that right frame. That's almost, see my mouse here? That's almost a straight line. So the thing is, the flat earthers will use that. They'll be like, there it is. There's the flat Earth. It's just one angle from a slightly different perspective of a different lens. But the thing is, this launch 100% in my mind dispels the flat Earth community. Dispels it completely. Like it blows the whole thing. It's gone. The concept is gone at this point. But how does the flat Earth community justify this? Are they saying Do we have any flat earthers in here, by the way? I'd love to hear from you. Are they saying all of this is faked? And if that's the case, who's in on it? How's it been done? And can it be recreated? The right frame is not flat, actually. I know it's not flat, but it's getting close to flat, right? That's what I'm saying. That's how, but it does get there. Look. Okay, look at this. Watch this. See the Earth moving from the back there? And the more that Earth, okay, it's a shame it cut there. What I was going to say is the more that the Earth moved in that field of vision, the further away it became from the camera, the flatter it becomes because of barrel and there it is. It's getting there. It's getting closer. That's almost a flat Earth right there, folks. Look at that. Look at that. Look, oh, that's pretty much flat right there. Oh, shit. Get out of there. That's pretty much a flat Earth right there. Well, still not exactly flat, but close enough. If you drag your mouse down in a straight vertical line, you can't do that on here. It'll drag the... Can't do that. You can't do that here, dude. They say it's all Hollywood CGI. So all of this done in Hollywood, right? Interesting. Okay, there. That's the shot. That is the shot, right? That's almost that's more convex. Excuse me. That's convex at this point. That's not flat. That's not concave. That's convex. That's going in. That there is a clear example of what I'm saying. The angle of the distance between the camera and the further subject and the lens barrel distortion. At a certain point where it gets to a certain crossover, it will go from being curved to flat to convex. It's basic. Any photographer will tell you this. And also, while we're here, I have heard people ask about why are there no stars in the background? If that's space, why can't we see stars? Aperture. It's one word, starts with an A. Aperture. Ask any photographer, right, about aperture and about stars and about what it does to the sun. Point your DSLR at the sun, take a photo, and then go to manual settings and shut that aperture right down. Shut it right down to f20. If you got an f22 lens, shut it down to f18. Leave the shutter speed and the ISO the same and shut the aperture down to f18 or even f22. And what does it do to the sun? Big star spirals, right? Like really cool effect. And then you've got to have enough fill light to light your subject. That's called overpowering the sun. I love doing that in photography. But that's just a technique to change the actual brightness of those of the background lights, in this case the sun. Here, we're looking at no light from the stars because they're that far away, the aperture's that closed down that you're not letting in any light. You got a massive light source here, the Earth reflecting the sunlight. You got sunlight coming off spaceship, I'm not sure what this is called, this thing here. You got a lot of light sources in front of you. Way behind you, you've got little stars emanating a little bit of light. Even at f2.8, you're probably not even going to see that at that point, unless you go to the flip side where it's all dark. I just realized it may look flat, but you still can't see Asia. I mean, I don't know what part of the planet we're looking at there. Yeah, I'm not sure what part of the planet we're looking at there. I can't tell what continent that is. It's all warped. What are you talking about? I thought it was around Earth. It's the fucking lens. Hey, folks, does anybody want to have a conversation about this? Does anybody want to call in? If you do, let me know. I'll put up the call-in line if you wanted to call in. It's up there now for you. If you want to call in, if you want to have a chat, we don't have to, but I'll go in there and I'll jump in there myself and have that open for you if you wanted to chat. Again, no pressure, but if you want to have a conversation about it, let me know. And I'll jump in there at the same time that you guys do. I'm not in there yet, obviously. Yeah, okay, cool. I mean, look, that's totally convex right now. Look at that shot, folks. Look at that shot. Look at that shot. If you're going to use that as your argument, what do you say to that? If you're a flat earther, what's your argument at this point? It's gone the other way. I remember you had a flat earther who was coming in here regularly. I forgot his name. Yeah, I thought that maybe we'd see some in here now. If you're a flat earther and you're up in the chat, I'd love to hear from you. I mean, you're welcome to come on and have a discussion. We're not here to slam you. We're here to learn. If you are a flat earther and you still believe in the flat earth, how does this change your beliefs? How does this change your approach? How do you deal with this? When people say to you, man, you're the only flat earther that I know, and you're still believing, did you not see the Crew Demo 2 launch? Did you not see that? Like, what do you say to them? At the point that you're at a house party with your great friends that you've known for 30 years, and they say, well, yeah, you made some convincing arguments about the water in the glass not being flat, blah, 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 blah. But then we saw the Crew 2 demo launch. Does that not change anything in your mind? And then if your friends are legit friends, they'll ask you, well, how do you justify it? What do you say? How does it change you? And if you have any intellect and any diligence, you'll be able to sit down and go, well, this is all what we think. We think this is faked because of this, this, and this. They'll even come across this discussion about there being a mouse in the engine or something. There was a mouse spotted. Like, okay. They don't go to house parties. That might be one of the problems. I mean, that can't be true. People, you can't you just live a normal life and believe the Earth is flat, or do you have to be a raving lunatic and not go anywhere? I don't think that's true. I think you can be a regular dude who believes the Earth is flat. But once this has happened, where do you go from there? Where do you stand? I don't know, and I'm trying to be open to it. I'm trying to be open to it. I don't know what to say though. Bird Beer says they don't go to house parties. That might be one of the problems. I mean, you saying you have to be a raving lunatic. I mean, wasn't there cases of flat Earth studies done in biblical times and in way back? They weren't all raving lunatics. I'll have to disagree with that, Perd. Racing Gamer? You have to disagree with the raving lunatic? Charlotte Rose, if it's flat, why is the sky so high? That's a good question. I've never thought of that. The sky being a particular height. I don't think that there'd be any reason logically. You know what? When I've been on tour with Tracer, I noticed in Europe the sky, or at least the cloud level, which is what you base the height of the sky off, right? Because otherwise you're looking into infinity. But when you see clouds in Europe, I always found like it felt more claustrophobic in Europe. Certainly in the UK, because there's always fucking clouds over there. But it seemed like the clouds were lower to the ground. Like here in Australia, like you'll look up and see the clouds, and they're way, way up the top, right? They're so far away. So far away, I just can't see. Dire Straits, so far away from me. Yeah, but then you go to Europe, and it's like you often sometimes feel like you could reach up or you could at least drive up a mountain and drive through the clouds. I also disagree with the raving lunatic point. Yeah, well, yeah, okay, so you're with me. Look, I gotta tell you, up until this launch, I would have been similar. I would have said, yeah, flat Earth dudes, pretty crazy, right? They're holding on to this notion that they want to believe. Often the flat Earth conspiracies are all tied into the government being against us, right? Everything's to do with the government. But if it's the flat Earth, it's nothing to do with the government. It's the creation, right? It's nothing to do with the power, like a conglomerate of power of people. If the Earth is flat, it's been that way forever. It's nothing to do with your government. Like they're all like, why would the government keep that from us? They're holding knowledge. No, it would be pretty clear from the onset that it's been flat, because it's not related to Earth and Earthlings. It's related to the fucking planet. That's what I've never really understood, that why there's this constant connection to power and authority and people. It's like the Earth is flat and they don't want to tell us because it keeps us under under their thumb and they can rule over us. It's like, but it would have always been that way. So we would have always known that it was flat. Everybody would have known. There's never going to come a point where all of a sudden everybody gets eradicated and extinct and destroyed, except for the governments. And then they start this new population and they say, oh, let's never tell them about the flat earth. Let's keep them under the thumb without telling them things. Because we've all been here from the whole fucking start, right? That's what I've never really grasped. I never really got that. European sky is very different. Euro sky is totally different from the UK. I miss the Australian sky. And when you say sky, per beer, you specifically mean clouds, right? Because it's not the sky. The sky is the sky. It's the same. Neither here nor there. Charlotte Rose. Yes. Is that a quote from you? This is perfect, folks. Charlotte Rose says, if the earth was flat, cats would have pushed everything off of it by now. Yes! And they'd all be sitting there going, and just watching shit fall off the edge, right? Please tell me you made that up, or is that a quote? I've not heard that before. Is that one of yours, or did you grab that from somewhere? I'm higher than the sky. How does that fit into things, Perd Beer? The ice wall stops the cats. Nah. Ice wall. No, everything. The colors are different. The clouds, the depth, everything is different. Huh. So I'm correct then. I'm correct that the sky... There seems to be more distance between the Earth's surface and whatever is up there when you're down under. It's a real shame we haven't got any flat earthers in here. I'm telling you, I've got the title of the stream, Flat Earth. I've got the title of the stream with NASA. And you know what'll happen? I fear this. I fear this. After this video, after this live stream ends and it goes up as a VOD, a video on demand, I feel like we're going to get slammed in the comments by Flat Earthers. But and to give respect to you guys that are not here, if you are here in the comments after the fact, you're watching the replay, and you have a valid point and you want to discuss it, let me know and we'll have you on as an interview. We'll have you on. Like, you might say, oh, sorry, man, I missed it. I get that. Like, I get that you may have missed this legitimate. But if you're going to put comments in the chat and you're going to be stupidly forceful, like a lot of you are, at least have the fortitude to be able to come back later on and have an interview to discuss. Because I will. I'll give you that space on this two-way street, right? I'll give you the time if you have valid points. If you do, I understand live streams, not everyone can be here. But if you can arrange a time later on, I'm going to have this interview set up soon. And once that's rolled out, I'd love to have, I'm talking to future Flat Earthers here, folks. I'm talking directly to those absolutely scathing comments that I know are coming. If you do have that, at least have the balls to come on after the fact and have an interview. I'm talking a face-to-face. I'm not talking just a voice chat. I'm talking about a Skype video of you discussing your beliefs. So if you've got the balls to come and slam the chat, the comments after the fact, for the love of everybody, have the balls to front up face-to-face. Because I tell you, I'm probably not going to entertain you in the chat, in the comments. If you come in here after the fact and you start putting comments down, I'm probably not going to entertain them. I'm probably not going to reply to them. I make a point of replying to all comments, but here's the call to you right now. Have the balls to stand up face to face on an interview and discuss this. You can't be here now. That's the call. Bill Forrester, here we go. Bill Forrester, not a flat earther, but someone who just believes what they believe no matter what their science, creation versus evolution. That's cool. That's cool. Why haven't they gone to the edge yet? What is their argument for that, per beer? And I mean, we heard from someone saying you can't go to Antarctica. And it's like, you can. You can get on a cruise ship and go to Antarctica. In fact, we watched Same Ship, Different Day the other week. And he literally had a cruise liner from his company, Princess, returning from Antarctica early. They've been down in the Antarctic Circle cruising. They left early to come back up because of COVID restrictions. And the flat earthers like, well, you can't go down there. It's off limits because no one's allowed to go near the ice wall. It's like, you know, you can get on a cruise ship and go down and have a look. Not an ice wall, dude. Why haven't they gone to the edge yet? Maybe they can't find it. I wonder why. A racing gamer. I mean, that's a fair point. That's a total fair point. I'm just keeping an eye on the Discord, folks, and no one's jumped in there. I'm not jumping in until someone else does. But if you did want to jump in for a voice chat, you're welcome to. Like I said, that's the link in the chat right now if you wanted to swing in. However, but if you wanted to back up your points and you're watching after the fact, I'm gonna put this out there repeatedly. If you want to back up your points and you're willing. And a lot of you flat earthers are very, very forceful, right? A lot of you are extremely forceful. What I'm saying, don't bother slamming the comments after the fact. Get your shit in order. Get your discussion points in order. Come on here. We'll have a Skype conversation. We'll have a chat. That's what I'm saying. That's another level of discussion. What you believe. Bill Forrester said, not a flat earther, but someone who just believes what they believe, no matter what the science, creationists versus evolution. I mean, yeah, that's totally another topic of discussion. But I mean, we can entertain that as well a little if you wanted to. I mean, how does the science and evolution and creationalism fit into the flat Earth? Maybe I'll do crowdfunding to buy a yacht and go looking for the edge. Shit. Hendrik tried to get me tickets to the piano bar. They were only selling as lots of 4 peeps at the moment. Oh, wow. You were going to go physically to the piano bar and see the live feed. That's cool. Charlotte Rose, I dozed off again, so I didn't know if you saw it. I'm like an old lady rocking in a rocking chair with a pet canary and Looney Tunes. So you're talking about the... Ben Wilson is one. Maybe his missus too. Ben Wilson? Ben Wilson from used to be on the CreatorCast chats. Hendrik, is he a flat earther? Oh, you're talking about the piano bar. Sorry, I thought you were saying Ben Wilson's a flat earther and maybe his wife is. Okay, so you're talking about getting numbers. Okay, gotcha. But yeah, Bill, to ask that question to you, what's going on there? How does the flat Earth theory fit into creationalism and evolution, the first word? How does that fit in? Does it fit in at all? Is there a scope for? Can the world change? Is there evolution happening to the planet, not just to the species? But could the world flatten out? I mean, if it's not flat now, in 50 millennium, might it be flat? Whoa, there's another topic for you. Shit. Is Ben a flat earther? That's how I understood that, but I think I got that wrong. I think Hendrik was saying you're looking for 4 people and Ben Wilson is 1 person and his missus is 2, so that makes 2 plus Charlotte and Hendrik, that's 4. So then 4 of you can go to the piano bar, I think. There you go. Yeah, so there you go. So I got that wrong. Folks, let's continue watching this launch though. You know, it's compelling evidence here of the Earth behind us being round. There it is again, folks. Look at that big, blue, beautiful blue disc. By the way, look at the speeds that they get up to on this rocket. It maxes out at about, I think, 15,000 kilometers an hour, or is it 20,000? That's ridiculous. Look how flat that is, folks. Look at that. Convex flat Earth. Shit. It's pretty rad to see this though. Like this is forget the flat Earth theory right now. Just to enjoy the marvel of what's going on here. Sending astronauts into space, man. What a mind trip. Gives me goosebumps. And this is gonna be possible for civilians at some point. Shit. Civilians in space. Da, 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 da. That could be the theme. Is there caffeine in this coffee? I think there is. I'm feeling wide awake now. Look how beautiful that looks too. Looking back down on our planet. Imagine the vibe in that space shuttle in the Endeavour with what's their name? Bob and Daryl? No. Bert? Who are the 2 dudes in the Endeavour? One was Burke, right? No, not Burke. Bob? Let's just call them A and B. Imagine A looking to B going, dude, this is tits. Hey, look out your window, B. Look out your window. I see it. Look out yours. I see it too. You'd be like, high fucking fives, man. Turn the cameras off. High fives to NASA and SpaceX. We're in space, dude. All right, we got to think. Okay, be like, okay, calm down. Get your shit together. And B would be like, no, look out there again. You're like, oh, look at that. Look, can see the whole fucking globe. And be like, high five again. And then there'd be this thing come on the intercom. Endeavour, we're getting a lot of distortion up there. What's going on? Yeah, sorry, folks. We're just completely blown away. Houston, we're in fucking space right now. Sorry, we're going to have 5 minutes here. Just give us 5. And then there's just champagne popped and like those little things that, what are those little streamers? And then all of a sudden you hear this. You are aware you're working right now, boys. Can you put the champagne down and put the party poppers away and continue with your mission? And that's when B would say, "Hey Elon, this thing flies itself. Shut up. We're gonna let it do its own thing." That's why I would never be allowed to go to space, because I'd be a cocky little prick, right? I'd be like, nah. You told me this thing flies itself, so therefore I can get twisted. I'd pull out a bottle of Jack that I had in my, like a little hip flask down in my astronaut suit. I'd be like, I wonder what Jack tastes like in 0 gravity. Let's try it. And then it'd be like, give us a minute. This is breaching all of our safety protocols. And it's like, yeah, but we're in space. Well, what are you going to do? You're never going to go up there again. Hey, that's okay. I'm up here now. Actually, I wouldn't act like that, but I'm just saying, pretty incredible, right? Like what I'm trying to illustrate there in my own stupid manner is that these 2 astronauts are right now in an incredible position. They're in a place that potentially I'll never be. Most of us will never be, and they're getting to witness it. And we are getting to witness the whole thing in a live feed to the freaking internet. We watched that, well, I didn't, but people watched that live as they were experiencing it. I mean, what a world we live in. What a great spherical global flat earth we live on. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I didn't get to watch it live. A friend arrived unannounced and dragged me away. I mean, it's a chance to get new friends at that point, Perd, I'd say. Is that too much? I don't know. I didn't watch it live either, but holy shit. Did they high five? Do you reckon they high fived? They must have high fived. That's a high five at that point, right? Still no flat earthers in the chat. This is unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable. I'm live streaming to YouTube with the title Flat Earth in my title, and I haven't got a single flat earther up here. And we know that they're going to slam the comments after the fact. Lucky them, they managed to escape Corona and everything else happening in the world. Well, arguably, you might say that they took Corona to space. You know what I'm saying? Like, did they have to get Corona checked before they left? They would have, surely. Definitely a good time to get off this dump. You think this planet is a dump right now? I mean, it's gone through a pretty rough time, no doubt about that. 25,000 kilometers an hour, 26,000 kilometers. That's a fast ship, right? That's an incredible speed. Look at these guys. Look at the streaming setups, folks. I was watching this thinking, dude, I gotta get my setup better. 3 4K monitors. What computers have they got? Where are their computers? Where are their actual machines, folks? Nothing under any of those desks. Look, they all must be connected to like mainframes. See this you got my mouse there? See these conduits going across the floor? There's no actual computers on their desks. They're all just screens. That's very interesting. They must all be connected to one almighty mainframe, right? I got to get myself a better chair. Looking at this, I'm like, look at the chairs they got. Big, massive backs. My chair's a piece of shit. In the cloud, Perd Beer. The computers are in the cloud? Oh yeah, this is interesting how this cut out. I mean, that confirms the flat earth, right? The fact that the camera cut out here, that confirms flat earth theory. Everything's a joke. It's all a big lie. The camera shut out. When the hatch opened, I said, I have some corona, guys. Mindy's channel, did you really? Is that too soon to make that joke? But it's a pretty funny one. Gotta go. Might not make it back by the end. Bye, guys. See you all later. Probably be on the comments though. Yeah, thank you, Racing Gamer. Have a pleasant day, my friend. Peace. There we go. Of course, I still love you. It's a shame that happened. Confirmed. Flat Earth theory confirmed. Didn't get to see the landing of the rocket returning to Earth. Therefore, the whole thing's fake. The landing from the Starlink launch the other day captured the landing perfectly. Did it, Hendrik? Okay, I didn't see that. Has there been another launch? Has there been another launch, Hendrik? I didn't know that. I didn't know there was another launch. Starlink is the satellites that are going to give global Wi-Fi, right? I did not know that they'd launched recently. No one's going to call in here. Just checking. No one's in the call-in line. Okay, cool. That's cool. I'll put it in the chat one more time, folks. If you did want to call in, just to be clear, just to be super clear, we've put this out multiple times onto the internet. We haven't had a single flat earther in here. It's kind of a shame. It's often they'll come in after and bombard us, and that's all we can do, right? We cannot. I want to have the discussion with the flat earther, but there isn't one here, which is a shame. Instead, let's all have a chat about other things. Should we move on from flat Earth? Should we move on? I'm happy to move on. I think we've covered what I wanted to cover in terms of the launch. I think we've got to the point where my thoughts are this must blow flat Earth theory out the window. It has to. But if I'm wrong, I'm happy to be proven wrong. Happy to have the discussion about it. It doesn't seem like we're going to have the discussion now. And I got to tell you, I fear what's going to happen in the chat. So we'll just let that happen. We'll let that ride itself out. If you want to have a chat now about something else or whatever's on your mind, the beauty of a live stream is that we can move along. We can move past this and come back and talk about other things. There was a launch a couple of days ago. There you go, Hendrik. So I got to tell you too, I've now that these Yahoos A and B are up there in the ISS, I've kind of lost a little bit of interest in it. I mean, I want to, if they do a spacewalk, I'm keen to hear that and see that. And then when they leave the ISS, I'm definitely keen to follow all that. But while they're up there tinkering with the mechanics and changing this and that, I'm not so interested in it. If shoot me if that makes it wrong, but and is that fair? Like the gentlemen are up there working now, so let's let them be, right? They don't need. Do we need a live feed of them changing a set of 6 screws from Phillips heads to Torx or whatever the thing is? Do we need to watch that? Probably not. They're doing it in zero gravity, Gibbs. It's pretty rad. Yeah, that's pretty rad. But they're going to be up there for 3 months. Instead of that, like, let's have a look and let's see what other progress is being made down here. Like, when they come back from space, that's going to be exciting, right? Satellite clusters. So we have to be mindful. We can't just go ahead and watch stuff willy-nilly on YouTube on a live feed. I have cleared that this one's okay to watch. I cleared that before I did this live stream, but I can't go ahead and just bring up links and watch them. That's not, unfortunately, this is not DLive. This is not how it works here on YouTube, so we can't really do that. But we can talk about it, right? We can certainly talk about it. I was kind of relying on that, actually, that internet, what does SpaceX call it? What's the global internet called? I can't recall what they called it. It's got a name. Might even be called SpaceX. It will get interesting again when they re-enter the atmosphere. Yeah, totes. That's what's going to be intriguing for me. I guess The emotions behind leaving the ISS will be interesting when they've got to say farewell to the other astronauts. I'll try to pop into the D Live over the weekend. Thanks, Perdbeer. I'll be there. I'll be there. Hendrik, you've got a rocket next to you in your avatar. Did you put? Is that a recent change? You made that? Is that you at the launch, or is that you with Photoshop? You big flat earther, you weren't at the launch. Well, you might have been. Could have been an old launch. Starlink, of course, Starlink. I was kind of relying on that for a little while. I was thinking that's going to be my savior. From what I understand, no, it's going to be extremely slow. It's going to be the equivalent to, oddly enough, satellite internet that we already have here. And they're looking at doing it in parts of Australia, like as a launch. We've already got lousy satellite internet in Australia. We don't need more lousy satellite internet, do we? Do we need that? I don't think we do. Would that be something you'd use, Hendrik? SpaceX Starlink? Or, I mean, when I think of the internet, everything is about up speed for me. Everything. Download, not so critical, but upload, absolutely. Although, I do have an issue. If you search SpaceX Starlink satellite train, it's really cool. Perdbeer, is that a video? Is that a video? I can go across and have a look at that if it's not a video. SpaceX Starlink satellite train. The SpaceX Starlink satellite constellation is growing again. Here's how to spot it. Oh wow, that looks pretty rad. Elon Musk says future batches of satellites won't be as bright, but this week the satellites are putting on a unique show. Dude, you know what that looks like? Fucking Santa Claus with the reindeers, right? Tim up in the chit chat. G'day, Tim. How do you do, man? Last week, SpaceX sent 60 more of the company's small Starlink broadband satellites to orbit, bringing the total in space to over 400, with hundreds set more to launch in the coming months. Sadly, too busy doing small paying jobs for a friend, so I can't really partake in today's stream. No worries, Tim. No worries, man. The growing constellation has set off a controversy in the astronomy community over how surprisingly reflective and visible the metal birds are. So that looks like kind of daytime. Oh, interesting. Elon said that future batches will be equipped with a sunshade to make them less visible. Wow, okay. Just make them a different color, right? Thousands of sightings around the world of trains of bright lights moving in a straight line across the night sky, especially near dawn or dusk, have been reported. A number have been mistaken for UFOs. Wow. The Heavens Above website and app are a great place to start. Your platform lets you input. Okay, there you go. Starlink train. I kind of want to click it, but I don't. I was gonna see if this talks a little about the speed. Starlink broadband. Let's just see if that's a link to information about the speeds. This is from October 15 last year. Could be. When you end the stream, be sure to check out the videos on YouTube. We'll check them out on the D Live later on, man. I'm going for a surf immediately after this stream, hopefully. But actually, the wind is dropping right off. It's offshore, but it's dropping right down. Should be good. Does this talk about the speed of Starlink? Doesn't actually talk about... Let's do a search for a Starlink speed. Starlink Australia. Let's have a look at that. Australian regulator opens door for SpaceX Starlink internet service. So this is
Money's too tight for steak.
Steak?
Earth is flat, just spins really fast, giving the illusion it is round, ha ha.
Earth is flat, just spins really fast, giving the illusion it is round. So centrifugal forces there. Charlotte Rose, thank you for the super chat there. Much appreciated. Thank you, Charlotte, for the $8. That's a nice super chat. Thank you. Ah, that's why Hamish's didn't get read out, because it's under a certain dollar amount. Of course. Hamish, if you're watching now or watching the replay, I was concerned that your super chats were not being read out, and they don't get read unless they're a certain value. Thank you, Charlotte, and that's why yours got read out. Also, I've seen the announcement today that Tidy Labs is now supporting BTT and TRX notifications donations. So I'm going to set that up before the stream today. Or maybe we'll talk about that on the stream. Talk about what we can do in terms of notification noises. Interesting. So this is pretty interesting for Australia. The key points. Australia's telecommunications regulator gave initial approval for SpaceX to operate. It's important. It's an important foot in the door for SpaceX, as the company must have regulatory approval. Okay, cool. Starlink is SpaceX plan to build an interconnected network of about 12,000 small satellites to provide high-speed internet to anywhere in the world. I mean, this high-speed internet is a very dubious term. I don't think it is high-speed at all. Let's find out exactly what the speed is going to be. Purby, don't get the hopes up. Rupert will make sure it never happens. We will just get the rusty copper satellite. I read in the Sydney Morning Herald there was a crazy surfing weather in the last days. You know what we should do? For those that didn't see it, let's... Oh, did I delete it? Hang on a sec. I might have deleted it. I might have already deleted it. No, I didn't. Let's do this. Oh, it's in the bin. Hang on a sec. Let us have a look at, just talking about surfing, Perd Beer. Let's go across and have a look at my surfing clip from yesterday. Now, this is not a edited clip. This is just a raw clip, raw surfing. Let's go across to here. What I've got here is 4 waves shot from the beach cam. So when I'm out of season, right? When I'm off season from a wave a day, I still go surfing, and I always take my beach camera and my GoPros down. Unfortunately, the GoPros are completely messing up. I've got to buy 2 new ones. In fact, I'm going to buy them with the AdSense revenue. I'm going to buy 2 Hero 8s. My Hero 7s just, they get to a point and they stop recording. It gets to about 23 minutes and then the frame gets locked on whatever the frame it is, and the audio will continue underneath it. It's crazy. I tried changing resolution. I tried changing to 1080 and 240 frames, see if that made a difference. Didn't make it. I tried turning off auto low light, didn't make a difference. The beauty of it is that those 2 cameras will still be working as a source camera, so I can use them as reverse cameras anywhere in the room using the ATEM Mini, which I'm going to be buying, and input them into the stream. So they're not going to go to waste, the Hero 7s, but they won't be used as recording devices. They'll just be reused as camera, like this guy behind me. So what we've got here is the actual footage, the raw footage, and we can have a look at this. I've got 4 waves here. And what I want to do, and we did this on the stream, is I want to critique the wave and what I've done here. So if we look closely at this, is that in the way? No, I can put that down here. If you look at this section of the wave, and we'll get back to the satellite internet, because I want to see how fast that Starlink crap is before this stream wraps up. But you wanted to talk about surfing, per beer, the crazy surfing weather, the swell. Someone said to me in the D Live, "Oh, they're tame waves, man, really small." It's actually not small. You can't quite see the size of it, but bear in mind, I'm 6'2" myself. So if I get to, okay, so there's me almost fully stood up. I'm 6'2". I'm crouched over with the knees and the head. So I'm probably standing about 5 feet tall there. So that's at least a 5 foot wave. Now, that's not a small wave. Benon, you shouldn't critique the wave. Why not, Tim? I should critique the freaking wave. I should critique my approach to the wave. It may dump you as a friend. Oh my goodness gracious, Tim. I'll pay that, you madman. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It may dump you as a wave. That sky looks beautiful. Yeah, it does look beautiful, doesn't it? So let's go back a section here. So I could arguably have taken off a little bit further over to this side here. And the idea of that is that you get more speed on the wave. So if you take off from here and you come across, by the time you get to here, you're already getting a lot more momentum. Unfortunately, as we'll see, this wave didn't really do much for me. So it's right about there when I looked ahead and I saw that this was going to close out. So I'm like, well, if that's closing out, you know what I should do? And I've got to do this more. I should try to hit that. I should try to hit this closeout and do a floater over it, right? Do something instead of just pulling out. However, it was a pretty hard paddle out. And I knew that if I got caught on the inside, it would suck. So I just ejected. Ejected because I didn't want to do the hardcore paddle. I give this wave a 4.7. Thank you, Charlotte Rose. Thank you. Can we all get scores up in the chat, folks? 4.7. Appreciate that. Now, wave number 2. Better size wave. Again. Okay, you saw what happened then. The takeoff may have been slightly wrong, slightly in the wrong spot. If you look over here, if I had have taken off on that particular part of the lip, and by the time I got to where I am now, I would have already had speed, enough speed to get past this section. So this section here, can't really drag a square over that, can we? This section here is going to close out, and I needed to get past it. But by the time I'd got to where it was, there's no way I'm getting past it. So you see me almost fumble myself there, put my hand on the wave, get past that section there, and that's a good size wave, a good size lip there. But my eyes are looking at this, and I'm wondering that's going to close me out. So then I'm like, ah, shit. So you see here, watch this section right where my mouse pointer is. And it's closing out, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. At that point, I'm like, I cannot get past that. A good surfer might have been able to tuck underneath it and get barreled, but look what's happening right here. It's also starting to break, so it's going to close out right on my mouse tip there, and that whole section is now unrideable. And that's why I was too late. I thought, I'm out of here, and I just cut through it. And as you see, it would have done the inevitable closeout anyway. That one's a 4.75. Well, thank you, Mindy. Oh, you upped Charlotte's score to a 4.75. Thank you. What's the weather today, Benon, and the surf conditions? Hey Siri, volume 100%. Yes. I don't know if you can hear that on the mic. Hey Siri, what's the weather? It's 13 with a high of 16 and a low of 10 today. So cold outside, but sun's out. Blink 181.97 9876. Thank you, Hendrik. So this is wave 3. Better position on the wave. Oh shit. Okay, that wave there, let's take it right back. I pretty much didn't do anything wrong on that wave. Maybe I took off a little too far this way and I could have been a little bit tighter over here, but I would not be upset with that wave. Positioned myself correct. By the time... Yep, and there's nothing more on that wave, right? So arguably I could have gone in a little more, but you see it died right out. I've positioned myself on maximum speed on that wave. That's a good wave. There's nothing wrong with that. Yep. It's just here where I maybe could have ridden a little bit further down the wave and attacked the line a little better. High of 10 here today. Oh shit, that's our low, Charlotte. You got a high of 10 and our low is 10. Shit, get the fire on, Charlotte. Starting to feel like summer for Perd. Summer over there in the Germanys. It's a great ride, I think. Mindy, what about a score? Out of 10, what would you get for that? And this, my last wave comes up here. It's a better wave, a better size. But I cooked this. Yeah, I cooked that, and that kills me because look what happened. The wave continued. This wave, you got a high of 13 for Hendrik. So you guys are cold down there. I thought it was cold here. This wave here, I could maybe have taken off a little further, just a little bit further this way, not much. And you see, someone said before how small the waves were. I'm 6'2", right? That's me almost stood straight up, a bit of the bend in the knee. And you see that wave, that's a 6 foot wave. That's a 6 foot face right there, or maybe a 5 foot face. Now what I've done here, I actually surprised myself watching this playback. I've got my position here. The wave gets you a 3. You get a 7.75. Oh, cool. Fire's already on, Charlotte. Really? You got? I guess you just have the fire on. Like, I was gonna say temporarily, permanently temp. Your fire's always on, right? Charlotte's always got a fire burning. Oh shit. Stoke that fire. See, what I've done here, I've got to the bottom of the wave almost, but then I've looked up and I've seen this section and I've thought, fuck, this could barrel over for me here. So what have I done? I've tried to get back up. Like I've gone down and I've tried to carve back up to the top and stay in what's called the pocket. The pocket of the wave is where the wave curls up like this. And if you're down here, the wave's going to smack you in the head, right? But if you bring yourself back up, you're up here. Technically, that's the pocket. And what's going to happen is you're going to get speed out of that because down here, you're not getting any speed until the wave comes to you. But if you get back up to the pocket, you're going to instantly get more speed because the wave's curling down like that, pushing you away. And therefore, you're going to be in the perfect spot for a cover up or a barrel. And I amazed myself watching this back that I did that. I do get myself up there. Watch this. So right there, I've gone straight into that pocket. Unfortunately, the wave isn't large enough and the barrel isn't clean enough to actually get the barrel, but I'm in the right position. And a better surfer would stay right there. Right now, a better surfer would put the brakes on the back foot, would stand, instead of leaning down, a better surfer would go, whoop, brake up, and wait for that barrel to happen. Me, I just got myself in and just fanged it straight out of there. And unfortunately, I missed the chance of getting any kind of barrel. Like right there, it's close, but I needed to put the brakes on. Instead, I'm just getting straight out of there. And I'm now looking for the next section. And then I'm looking for the next section. And I'm looking for the next section. And I kook. You see what happened there? I'm looking for this massive carve. It's too much a break on through to the other side. Thinking of a Doors song here. Always on, I need to move north like Queensland. You should go. You need to go somewhere warmer, Charlotte. What I'm thinking here, and this does plague me as a surfer, I think about surfing too much like skateboarding, which it's not. That would have been just a big carve on a skateboard and I would have just ridden away from it. But on a surfboard, there's more going on. The ramp is constantly changing for one. On a skateboard, you drop in or you're pumping a bowl or something and you look up at the curve and you can go, oh yeah, you pump around it, right? But on a surfboard, you look at the section and the section's completely changing. You look away and look back and the whole thing's changed. It's like 1 minute you're on a jump ramp, the next minute you're on a 4 foot mini, then all of a sudden you're on a 10 foot vert ramp. Then you're on the flat bottom. It's always changing, and as a skateboarder, I've got to adapt to that. I'm struggling with it, and that's a clear example of that. It changed, and I wasn't ready, and just fell off. Like, dude, that's not cool. Like, there's a simple carve right there. Completely messed it up. But that is my best wave, and that's why I left it at number 4. There's only 4 waves here to look at. That's definitely the best one. We'll just watch it one more time and just see what a point score I get there. Minus the kook, what's my point score? I don't know what my point score is there, folks. Charlotte Rose, need to find a place that's warm year round, but the humidity sucks. That's up north, yeah, humidity in Queensland. Yeah, not fun, not pleasant up there. Let's get back and have a look at this this Starlink satellite, see how much speed we get here. What do we got here? I literally want to find the speed of Starlink. Okay, that doesn't tell us. Starlink, let's go and do a search for it. Starlink satellite, Starlink speed. What? A gigabit a second? What? The fuck? A gigabit? What the heck? This is from May. I'll accept the cookies. Love a cookie. Thank you so much for the cookie. This is incredible. What? This says, imagine a world where everyone has access to broadband internet at affordable prices via a low Earth orbit satellite internet service. According to rocket development company SpaceX and its ubiquitous founder Elon Musk, that world is just around the corner. Wow. Depends on what kind of an Earth you're picturing there. A flat Earth or a round one. There ain't any corners. In fact, the SpaceX LEO satellite internet service, dubbed Starlink, is set to launch a private beta sometime in July? Holy shit! That's like next month, folks. If the beta goes off without a hitch, a public beta could start as soon as November. Wow, I did not know this was this close. SpaceX, the brainchild of Elon Musk, is an aerospace company that is currently developing a constellation of satellites to deliver internet worldwide under the name Starlink. Thanks to reusable launch rockets, these low-orbit satellites cost a fraction of the price of typical satellite launches, making it easier and more affordable to launch. Isn't satellite internet super slow, you say? Not anymore. SpaceX satellite internet system is designed to offer blazing fast speeds of up to 1 gigabit a second. That's unbelievable. I do not want to have notification. How come this is so fast? How come this is so quick, folks? This is new. This is news to me. I thought this was going to be, what I read, this was going to be super slow. Latency is only supposed to be 21 millisecond. I mean, I get a latency of about that now on my connection. This is incredible. That didn't say much. Didn't say much about speed there. If I do a search for the word speed. SpaceX has said that Starlink could provide gigabit speeds with latency as low as 25 milliseconds. I mean, wow. Wow. Let's go back to this one. Within the next year, Starlink expects to offer satellite internet to the entire planet, including remote locations where internet isn't currently available. The plan involves launching a vast constellation of mass-produced satellites into low-altitude orbit. The satellites will transmit internet signals to Earth-based hubs, delivering super-fast connection speeds. Internet-based, Earth-based hubs. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean you've got to have a hub in your town? I bet that's what fucking happens. I bet Australia demands that we have a town-based hub. I thought the hub would be your home, right? Or Steve van, right? The hub could be in my van. If it's a hub in town, that's shit. That is shit. Check what the upload is. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. SpaceX upload speed. Starlink. Sorry, Starlink. Statlink? Starlink upload speed. Yes, good call, per beer. We could just do a search here. Okay, I love cookies. I'll have those cookies too. Thanks very much. Let's go for upload. Okay. The obvious virtue of Starlink's design, as well as that of other next-gen satellites, is that it doesn't send data in roughly 400 current space bound. That placement lets one satellite cover an enormous expanse and provide download speeds into dozens of megabits per second, competitive with entry-level residential broadband. But it limits upload speeds to a tiny fraction of that, and it imposes an unavoidable latency of 700 plus milliseconds. I mean, this doesn't sound very good. From 31st of January this year. So that's kind of a dated report. Is it true that Starlink internet speed will be limited to 1 gigabyte per satellite? Oh, folks, I can hear my outro music rolling. That's the end of the stream. Holy shit, that went fast. Crikey. Thanks for joining me on this rather interesting stream. I'll see you all in the comments for the slamming. Thanks for your comments, folks. Thanks for your discussions. Wow, that came...
Oh, that's we're out of time.